First, I want to shout out Joe for getting the footage and putting together these clips. Obviously, if you can't tell already, he's just poking fun at the situation. But basically, I came around a screen, got a little bit of space, did a spin move. I was going to pump fake and then go up. And on my last step on my spin with my right foot, I stepped on Josh's foot and my ankle just turned over. There's no bad blood between me and Josh. It was a basketball play. It wasn't dirty intentionally, but I was just more frustrated at the fact that I turned the ankle again. It was the same one that I had just hurt about 4 weeks ago. That one happened off a post move. I landed on someone's foot after I made the shot. So luckily this one wasn't as bad because I'm not jumping and landing, but I was putting a lot of force on that leg, because if you think about doing a spin move to the basket and continuing your momentum, a lot of that weight is going to be transferred evenly so that when you jump, you're on balance. But when you're trying to stop off a spin move, you're putting a lot of load on that right foot to come to a complete stop. So my body position is pretty good. I'm on balance, so I'm ready to make this stop, and I was gonna go up and under to finish. But since my foot never fully got on the ground, it turned and my whole weight, I could really feel it on my ankle. So even though this wasn't landing from a jump, I still was putting a good amount of force onto my foot as I was finishing this move. So the reason I want to show you guys this footage, I'm sorry if you can't look at injuries that closely or they make you cringe, but for me, whenever I get hurt, I always look back and see what I could have controlled or done differently in the situation. Because my main thing is I want to stay on the court because I love playing so much, so I got to make sure I find every way possible to prevent myself from getting hurt again and try to put it in a positive light, because obviously being injured sucks, but you can always take some kind of learning experience from it. So let's break this film down. So as I'm coming around the screen, I got a good amount of space to work with, and I know I want to get to the spin move, so I set it up with a little in and out and then a hard dribble to the left. Now in real time, I felt like I didn't get Drew to bite enough to the left, so my adjustment on the spin was to pump fake, because if I go straight up, Drew is a pretty decent defender and he might block my shot. So I figure I can spin, pump fake, get him off balance, and then I can do an up and under to either side to finish the game. So the reason this matters from a pump fake to a finish is the footwork. So you can see in this other clip that when I spin for a layup, my right foot is a lot farther in front and I'm almost in a lunge position. When I spin to a pump fake, my feet are parallel to the backboard, so I have a lot more balance. And this is the type of spin that I did, which caused me to roll my ankle. So if I do a spin layup and commit to it, my foot is going to be farther in front, away from Josh's foot, and I probably don't get hurt right here. I could have got to a floater or a Euro step. My other options are a step back three right away off the screen. I could hesitate and pull up in the mid-range, side step to the left. Joe sets a pretty good screen. Josh actually holds him up a little bit with his right arm so he can't roll right away, but Joe would have had a lot of room for a little pocket pass that I could have dropped off to him. I could also dish it out to Andy on the left, but at this point my mindset is to go score the ball. At the end of the day, injuries are part of the game, and it's more of a mental battle than anything, because the body has a beautiful way of healing itself, but it's just frustrating when one injury happens after the other. I hope you guys are able to learn something from this video. I know I did for sure. The main thing I want you guys to take away from it is figure out what you can control and what you can do differently versus worrying about what other people are doing. So I mean, I could take this scenario and blame it all on Josh and say, why was he next to me? Why was his foot so close? Like, why do I have to get hurt like this? Why me? But I could take responsibility for stuff that I could have done differently. And anytime you're playing a sport, you're putting yourself at risk. There's always that risk of getting hurt, but does the fun